that moment you're about to go live and you accidentally lock your phone instead of keeping it open. Fail, epic fail. We are here. It is the Coffee Run Live Q&A Wednesday for episode 218. Oh my Lord. So exciting. So what I thought, number one, as you are either if you're coming on live on Facebook or if you're listening to a replay in YouTube or Spotify or SoundCloud or iTunes or anywhere, feel free to get in touch with me, nicola@nicolamoras.com.au via email, or you can message me in any of the platforms and ask me your questions. In relation to visibility, in relation to marketing, in relation to content creation, in relation to anything that you want to ask me. It's interesting, I was in Melbourne overnight to help celebrate a friend of mine who is celebrating her 10 years in business. Now, I don't know if you realize the stats, I talk about it a lot, but the statistics are that 95% of businesses don't make it past the first 2 years. And of those remaining 5%, there's only half of them make it to the 5-year mark. And so really, we've got 2.5% chance of actually hanging around and still being in business in 10 years time. So I think that this whole, it's just so important, isn't it, that we are able to celebrate any milestone that we come across. So I've been in Melbourne celebrating all the fun and the things, and I did my Q&A this morning at 6:00, got home and it's all been back to doing what it is that we do. So consequently, I don't have any questions prepared to answer for you today. So if you're jumping on, please let me know your questions. I would really love to answer them for you. One of the things that does tend to come up, and one of the questions that's come up through the 30-day challenge vote that I've got going on in there at the moment, is around, actually the question, it wasn't really a question, it was more of a statement. And the statement was, I look shit on camera, I always look terrible, and I need to sort something out about my background and the styling of the background. So I wanted to let you know my response to this, because surprise, surprise, your background doesn't really matter, right? Your background of what you've got going on, back here, it doesn't really matter in the overall scheme of things. It doesn't matter if it's your kitchen, it doesn't matter if you're out and about, you could be at a coffee shop, you could be anywhere doing your live streams. Your background of your video doesn't really matter. Having said that, sometimes what I'll do, particularly if I'm filming a blog series, I will do it against my white wall. Now, the only reason that I do that is because the background of the page where I will, on my website, where that video gets embedded, is white. So I like it to be white on white. It's just my nice clean, clean lines, designs type feel, right? But other than that, that's really the intention that I have for my blog, for my formal blog videos. And my formal blog videos are more formal, right? I tend to structure them. It's like we open up with a bit of a story or a problem that people face. I go into a bit about my experience around that. We solve the problem for you, give you some steps to work through, and then open it up and say, hey, if you want to learn more about this, then you can find out more through the other blogs, or you can contact me, or whatever the call to action is that I put on there. Usually, or sometimes it's leave a comment below and let me know that this has helped. So when I'm doing those videos tend to go for maybe about 10 minutes, and they're particularly instructional. So I like to have, for a more formal video, I have that white background, because I'm creating it with the intention that it's going to be placed in a specific environment, being my website with a white background. So the white backdrop works. For your live stream videos though, it can be anywhere that you like, anywhere that you want. You might choose to have on one particular day, what I haven't been so vigilant around this with Visible Live this season, but normally for Visible Live, the show on a Tuesday, I will usually do that in a different location. So it'll be a little bit more formal because I like to think about that one as being a little bit more structured and stuff like that. So I will have a different backdrop, or I'll sit in a different space usually for that. Whereas with the coffee runs, it's like we're having coffee. It's informal. It's just, let's jam. Let's talk about whatever it is that comes up. So therefore, the background of where I do these coffee runs doesn't really matter. So for you, if you're doing your live streams, don't even worry about the background. Just do it wherever it is that you feel like you want to do it. Maybe, if you're an organization person and you're teaching people how to be organized and how to be systemized and whatever, then maybe it might be important to not be in a place that's all messy and quite obviously disorganized, right? Make sure that there's not a message marketing mismatch going on, because if you're talking about organization and structure and your environment looks ridiculously disorganized and like it's lacking structure, then that can create distrust. So you've got to make sure that your environment is kind of matching the message, although it's not imperative. If you're someone who is really passionate about talking about well-being and self-care and exercise and nutrition and whatever else it might be in that particular world, you could do a live stream at a coffee shop where you're drinking a protein shake. You could, if you think they're healthy, there's no judgment there. You could be doing it while you're out walking, like doing your dog walking, or out by the river, or at wherever it is that you happen to be. You could do it at the line in the cinema, for instance, when you're waiting to buy a ticket. I don't know. If you're talking about work-life balance and your version of work-life balance, then use the environment and use what you've got available to you. I was chatting to a client of mine on Friday saying that, she was saying that she really struggles with finding the time to do these live streams. And I've said, perfect. When you've got your baby, you can take a photo and go, oh, no live stream today, guys. Like, this is reality. It's really important if you're inspiring people, show them the behind the scenes stuff. Right? It doesn't have to be very formal, 1 + 1 = 2, or we've got to follow this launch strategy, so I can't show them the real me, or, I'm having a really terrible day. You could, some of the posts that I've seen the most engagement on have been photos of people posting photos of themselves, really upset or in bed because they're not well, and saying, oh, I'm not doing very well today, the live stream is not going on. Other people will do a live stream from their bed. It's really whatever works for you, and most importantly, what also works for your audience. My audience don't want perfect. My audience want real, off the cuff, no bullshit. What is actually going to help me get results, Nicola? What is going to help me be visible? What is going to help me cut through the noise? Like, don't give me the fluff and the shit or the bro crap, because you can go and find that all over the internet, right? You guys, you don't need everything to be polished and professional and corporate all the time. God, it's like kryptonite. To me, it's just like, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. So I think the best thing that you can do is just to rip off the Band-Aid and just do it, and give yourself the commitment. If you're looking at live streams, for example, which this lady was, show up however it is that you are. Do an introduction into who you are and why you're doing what it is that you're doing, because people will be more captivated and engaged by what you're saying than by what the background looks like. It might catch their attention for a moment, but you guys now, you're not sitting there going like, oh, that wallpaper. You're not sitting there thinking, oh, wow, the wallpaper, or look at the fake fig. What are they, fig leaf things? All that little pop of green in the corner looks really great. It's like you take it in and then you forget about it, and you concentrate on what's being said, and your people are going to do the same thing. The trick here, not the trick, the secret sauce to your live streams are you being you. Right? It's really about you sharing your message, doing the thing, and speaking with certainty. because it's a speaking with certainty that captures people and has them being swept along in the journey of you. It's you talking with intention. It's you saying, guys, this is crap. This is bullshit. If you see this going on, like, run for the freaking hills and don't pass go. Just go the opposite direction and go get off the fucking board, right? And do things your way. It's all about you really standing in that place of, I know what I'm saying. I know how to say it. I wholeheartedly believe this. And this is what I'm here to share. And this is what I'm here to tell today. So it's kind of interesting that the question was more about aesthetics, or the problem was more about aesthetics, when really, if we go deeper into that, and maybe not for this particular human, but for some people, and I know for me, when I was starting out with these, I was like, oh my God, what are people going to think? What are people going to think if I turn up in my clothing from the gym? And it's not necessarily a front conscious thought. It's something that sort of sits in the back, and it's more around this fear of judgment, fear of what peers are going to say or think, fear of what people are going to say or think if your hair's not done, or you don't have makeup on, or you're in your active wear, or you're dressed up to the nines, or you're wearing sequins in the day. Don't you know that sequins are an after 5 thing accessory? No, there's always a good time for sequins. But really it's about the fear of judgment, the fear of, like, we're worrying that we're not going to measure up. We're worried that we're not as professional as other people in our industry. We're worried that we're not as experienced as other people in our industry. We're worried about what might happen if your peers see something that you're putting out and think that you're a loser, or that you're silly, or that you're too serious, or that you're too professional, or you need to go have your face filled up with Botox, or, whatever. I just saw a line and I'm like, I've got to go make an appointment. Don't judge me, okay? Just don't judge me. I don't like it. That's about me. That's not about what any of you guys think. That's just completely about me. I love Botox, and I think everybody, if they want it, should have it, is my opinion on that. But if we get underneath, hey Jeanette, if we get underneath why people hold off on getting on camera, it's usually because of all of these things. The thing that we've got to remember, though, is that there is no competition. And I know that that's easy to say. I know, until you really decide that that's true, it can sound a little bit, I don't know, maybe it can sound a little, I felt like it maybe sounded a bit condescending in the past. Because I guess the traditional way of thinking about business and the traditional way of thinking about making sales is that, well, like if we use a car yard for an example, like I could buy a car from that car yard, or I could buy the car from that car yard. You look for the best deal, so on and so forth. And I guess, like, in that sense, they are kind of competing against each other, right? But in the world that we live in, we don't live in reality, right? This is really what I want you guys to be thinking about. It's like we get to create our own reality, yeah? And I was chatting with a client today, and we were talking about the song Can We Pretend by Pink. So I just thought that I would, funny how this happens, I thought that I would just read out the lyrics. So, can we pretend that I'm 22 today, dancing on the tables with you? Oh yeah. Can we pretend that we all end up okay? I just want to forget with you. Oh yeah. Can we pretend that we both like the president? Can we pretend that I really like your shoes? Hell yeah. Can we pretend? Because honestly, reality, it bores me. Let's pretend. Oh, let's make believe. Can we? So for me, like, I like to think of, like, not that reality is boring, but I think we get to create our own reality, and that the reality that we're able to live in and that we're able to exist in is where there actually is no competition, right? There is just you and you committing to yourself, you committing to showing up, whether you've got a good fancy fucking background or whether you've got a dodgy ass background. Point it out. If there's something that you're not happy with, and you think, oh my God, people are going to judge me about it. Oh, what are they going to think? Or what are they going to say? Or, what if they find out? Bring it into the light. Share it, put it into the light, bring it into the light. So sometimes it'll be like, oh my God, I've got this big freaking pimple, or I don't have one today. Or I might say, oh my gosh, I really need to go clean up that mess in the corner. God, don't look at it, everybody, and then point out that thing. Or if you're not feeling very well, you could say, you know what, I'm feeling a little bit unwell today, but I was more committed to showing up and talking with you guys than I was about, vomiting in the toilet. I don't know, whatever the case might be. So if there's something you're afraid of, and you can flat out say, hey everyone, welcome to this live stream. I've been really nervous about doing this. I've been really scared about saying this stuff, but you know what? I just knew that I had to get myself out there. I knew that I had to get out and start talking to you. I knew that when I was thinking about it, that I was afraid of all of these things. I was worried about the backdrop. I was worried about the microphone. I was worried about my old shitty phone. I was worried about a tripod. I was worried about if I was going to lose my words. I was worried about what you guys might think of me if I started rambling and I went completely off track. I've been worried about what might happen if my live stream only goes for 30 seconds and, I run out of steam. I was worried that my face would go bright red with embarrassment because I said one thing but I meant the next. I was worried that something that I might say might offend you and inadvertently without me even meaning to. I was worried that I'd get trolled. I'm worried that, point it all out. Let people know that that this hasn't been easy for you, right? Because the thing that happens is we've all got these fears at some point in different levels of our showing upness. We've all got these fears, and fears are not real in this world, right? Because we're not going to be eaten by a bear. We don't have to worry about the literal survival of our mortal body when we go and turn on a camera, right? Where we're not going to die, we're not going to get hurt. We might look like an idiot, but if you say, hey everyone, I feel like I'm looking a bit like an idiot, and I just really appreciate you being on this learning curve with me, and dealing with my messy hair sometimes and dealing with my fragmented stuff sometimes, because if that's when the genius comes out, or if you're saying the stuff that you need to say and that message is being conveyed, people really love honesty. Now, you can't then turn up and go, oh my gosh, everyone, blah, 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 if it's not real. Don't create that false sense of endearment almost. It's like vulnerability. Vulnerability, if it's used, it can become, if you're trying to show up and be vulnerable because you think it's like a really cool hack or trick or tactic that you can use to make sales, to get people on board, then that's manipulation, guys, right? That's not real. But if you're sharing your story from a real place of wanting to inspire and motivate and connect with people, then that's different, right? So it's not something that you don't want to feign and pretend that you're scared and afraid if you're not. You could just say, look, I'm really worried that my hair looks shit today, and it is what it is. Okay, let's get down to it. Yeah, so just call it out. And that's the beauty of us really coming from that place of certainty, knowing that our message, that thing that we need to share, the thing that we really need our people to hear is imperative to get out, because they will forgive you your hair. They will forgive you if your nails need refilling. They will forgive you if you've got your baby on your boob and you're doing a live stream. They won't forgive you. They don't even need to forgive you for that, but let me take that back. They don't need to forgive you for any of it. But I guess where I'm going is that they just go, oh, cool. This person's doing the thing that they need to do. This is really great. And then they just get to the business of listening to you. So the moral of the story is you can buy into your own bullshit about, I'm not perfect enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not elegant enough, I'm not professional enough, I'm not polished enough, I don't have a pretty enough background, my background's not plain enough, my phone's shit, it's not the right time, I don't have enough people, I've got too many people, I don't have enough followers, I've got too many followers, I don't want to make a fool of myself, I don't want to sound arrogant. You can listen to all of that bullshit, but it is just that, it is all bullshit. Put it aside Get clear on what it is that you feel like you need to communicate today on your live stream, and then go deliver that with certainty. Go and deliver that with passion. Go and deliver that with story. Go and deliver that with zest and fun and energy if that's your natural style, and just get it out of you because your people are out there waiting for you. All right? That's my little sermon for today. When I didn't think I was going to have much to say today. So there you go. Like, I haven't had any questions emailed to me this week. I've been answering them in the 30-day challenge call that we've been doing, the 6 a.m. calls that I've been doing, but I haven't had any questions come in from you guys today. So today I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say today? It's Q&A Wednesday. Oh, no one's asked me anything, which is not true because people have asked me things, just not in this particular environment, not in this specific environment. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. Let's just turn the camera on and trust that the thing that needs to come out will come out. And the thing that needed to come out has come out, which means get yourself out there, stop buying in your own bullshit, share your message with certainty, and no one gives a flying shit about your background. All right? Mwah. So get out there, go help some people today. Be visible, have a whole bunch of fun doing it. If you are someone who really loves some structure, and if you are someone who really does want to have a bit of a way and of being able to communicate your point of difference, have a plan, and actually get some stuff implemented, we've got a 3-day immersion happening in Vegas on the 18th to the 20th of July, and one happening from the 23rd to the 25th of August on the Gold Coast in Australia. I will put the link in the comments below. If you are listening to the audio, it is www.nicolamoras.com.au/rockstar, because the event is called Market Yourself Like a Rockstar, because you freaking are a rock star and you deserve to be marketing yourself like one, which is all about certainty, right? Believing in your own message, believing in your own sound, and really reminding yourself that there is no freaking competition other than that person that you look at in the mirror every day when you brush your teeth and you wash your face and you look damn amazing in whatever it is that you're doing and whatever it is that you're wearing. All right. So I will talk to you all tomorrow and go kick some ass. All right. Let me know how you go. And if you do have questions, please let me know, because I would really love to make these Q&A Wednesdays really specific to you with whatever it is that you're working through, what you're doing, and all of that kind of thing. All right, everybody, have an amazing Wednesday. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.